Hello, teachers. It's Holden from Classroom Camp here, and today I just want to make a quick vlog and discuss my personal routines and habits, things that I have started off here at the beginning of the year so that I can have a successful 2025-26 school year. Now, I know that routines are highly personal. The way you live your life is the way you live your life, but I just want to talk about changes that I have made, things that I've gotten back into, and some things that I have fallen out of in order to help me just stay focused, stay grounded, stay goal-oriented, and be the best version of myself. So, starting off, I want to talk about this book that I have referred to multiple times on this channel, and that is the 5 a.m. Club. So I heard about the 5 a.m. Club several years ago, and I started reading it, but just did not. I think I read the first chapter and it really couldn't get into it. But I knew what the book was about, and I even went online and looked up like summaries to see. And basically, this book, The 5 a.m. Club, says that the most successful people in life, they start off their day at 5 a.m. The idea is that you can create a killer routine in the morning by waking up at 5 a.m. and spending a little bit of time on health, reading, and writing. So essentially, you get up, let's say 5 a.m., you spend that first 30 minutes doing some stretching or exercise, whatnot, and then the next 30 minutes doing a little bit of writing, and then another 30 minutes doing some reading. That's the basic premise. Not something that I follow to a T. However, I tried the 5 a.m. Club out last school year, and it was brutal. Waking up at 5 a.m. was like just not for me, not something that I wanted to do. I did it for several weeks, but couldn't stay consistent. It was too much. Some of that, I think, though, was due to a medicine that I was taking at the time, and I have since gotten off that medicine, but I decided this year to go ahead and try the 5 a.m. Club again. So a couple of weeks before school started, I began to gradually go to sleep earlier until I reached the point that at 10 o'clock, it's lights out. Really around 9:30 is lights out, and I'm kind of in bed doing a little bit of reading. But at 10 o'clock, devices are off, eyes are closed, and I am trying to go to sleep. And so I set my alarm for 5 a.m. and have been waking up at 5 a.m. pretty much every single day consistently for about a month or a little more now. And I have to say that it is amazing. Waking up at 5, because I don't have to be into work until 7:45. That's my reporting time. But waking up at 5 gives me the chance to drive to the gym, go get a nice workout in. I can do a short workout or even a full workout with a few modifications. I can come home, eat breakfast, read a chapter in my Bible, do a little bit of writing, and get ready for school and go and be on time and even be to school early. Starting out my day that way has been a game changer for me because I'm coming to school having done all of these things, been productive, and got myself really centered and ready to do what I need to do at work and not feel like I don't have time to myself. That morning time is time strictly to myself because nobody else is awake. It's just me. And people aren't trying to text me. I'm not getting phone calls. I'm not being disrupted or anything. It's just what I want to do. And it has been great for me. I've gotten back into a better exercise routine. So lifting weights maybe 4 days a week and then doing cardio on the other on 2 days. And then I have a day off. And I can do that every single morning from 5 o'clock to about 6:30. Now, once I'm finished with that, now often when I'm driving to the gym, I try to spend that time in prayer. That's like my prayer time is I'm in thought. I'm not listening to music, and I'm just, speaking my thoughts to God and just trying to develop that relationship. Unfortunately, it's kind of like my prayer life hasn't been the best, prior to now. And so this is something that has been missing from my life that I really, really enjoy. But then also, once I'm finished with the gym, I get to come home, eat breakfast. And when I sit down to eat, I have my iPad with me and I try to read a chapter in the Bible. So I've been reading through 1st and 2nd Samuel. I'm now on 2nd Samuel. So I'm reading through that. And once I'm finished with that chapter, I do a little bit of writing. And it can vary from day to day. If I don't have much time, I just make a gratitude list. And I write, I am thankful for, and then make a list of 1 through 10 and just write 10 things that I'm grateful for. And I might write, just a couple of comments or some daily thoughts down at the bottom, but not too much. On other days when I have more time, I sit down at my computer, at my laptop, and I start working on a blog post. I have some things in production that I'm trying to do for the Classroom Camp website, so I'm working on that. And then other times I may just be, I don't know, I may be doing like a more traditional journal, or I have a book project that I'm working on that I may have some ideas for, and so I type that up. But I get to do all of that before work starts. And it's amazing. It's been a great routine for me. And like I said, it's much easier for me this year because there is a medicine that I'm not taking anymore that I think was making me tired, more tired than I needed to be in the mornings. So that's cut out. And it's a lot easier for me to wake up, especially since I have also hit my bedtime. I mean, my bedtime is my bedtime, and lights are out and I got to do it. And even on some days when I might go to bed a little later, like just by accident because something just comes up, I still am able to wake up and feel rested because I'm getting about 7 hours of sleep each night, which is great. It's great. So that is my morning routine that I'm extremely happy about. And I forgot to say also that I've picked up the book again, The 5 a.m. Club. I have no excuse not to, because that's a book. I finished reading The Let Them Theory, and that was my workout book. So I finished that, and now it is The 5 a.m. Club. I'm actually going back and reading and listening to this book as I'm doing my workouts to get through it, and it's much better this time around. I'm more into it, and I really want to hear just exactly what the author has to say. But it's great. And the flip side to this is also my nightly routine. I'm usually eating dinner around 8 o'clock or maybe 7:30. But what's nice about this is that eating dinner, at that time, it's and then going to bed shortly after. I've had bad habits in the past of like bedtime snacking, or snacking really late at night before I go to sleep. Like I might go to sleep at 12 or 1, just really, really, really late, and I have dinner kind of early, and then it's like, oh, well, I'm hungry and I want to eat something before bed, so I'm just I normally was eating junk food, but now I have a great dinner, and then a couple hours later I'm going to sleep. So I don't feel like I need to have that bedtime snack or anything like that. And at night, I try to get in bed around 9 o'clock because that last hour I like to spend reading. I'm reading multiple books right now. One of them is, my fun book is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I think that's what it's called. A coworker recommended that, so I've been reading that. But then I'm also reading Knowing God because it's a classic that I've heard a lot about, and it's got some theology in it, and it's really helping me understand all that the Bible has to say about God and his qualities and characteristics and who he is. And with me working on that relationship and trying to grow closer, it's been very, very insightful for me, and it's helped me to reconceptualize the my Creator, and try to just try to have a better understanding. Because again, I'm trying to communicate, and then I believe that God speaks to us through His written Word, and so that's that. But the written Word and having a commentary, basically, in knowing God, kind of riff on what the Word has said, has given me some better insight into God. And then also reading a chapter in the Bible. So I read a chapter in the morning and then try to read a chapter at night. And then I usually go to sleep praying, and kind of drift off in that mindset. But that last hour, and then those first few hours in the day, golden. They're the best thing for me, and some great habits that I would recommend to anyone. So if you're a teacher out there who is trying to come up with something different, trying to come up with something new, consider the 5 a.m. club, and consider going to bed a little earlier, but then waking up a little earlier so that you can get some things done, and not just chores. Sure, you can do that sometimes, but things that are valuable to you. Getting your health, your mind, body, and spirit right, and going into the day with not feeling tired and groggy like you just rolled out of bed and had to show up to work, but really being full of energy and headed into the day with just a good mindset. And that's where I am right now, and what I'm just extremely excited about. But this, I think, will help you be that best version of yourself. If you're trying to work on personal growth and development, and you really want to be that best version, this is one way that you can do it, and something that I highly encourage and recommend for all of you out there. So those are just my personal routines, goals, habits right now, things that I'm really enjoying. I'm curious to know what yours are. So if you've got any recommendations or anything to say, definitely let me know down in the comments section. Also, remember, hey, if you enjoyed this video, like, share, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to keep putting out great content for you teachers out there. I hope that you continue to stay with me here. And that's all I have for you in this video. I'll see you in the next one.